Hello. Happy Arvo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I just happened to be perusing the YouTubes and saw this clip. Adam Greentree explaining Australian gun laws to Joe Rogan. Which, I was just going to watch it. Then I was like, I might as well react to it. That's always an interesting subject. Gun laws, especially from an American standpoint. I mean, here, we pretty much don't have gun laws. Gun laws? Never heard of them. I'm just kidding. We do have some. And different states, different cities, there's a lot of variance there. But obviously, Australia is completely different. So I want to hear this guy explain it to Joe. I wonder what you guys think about Joe Rogan over there.
Australia's
Is he popular? He's super popular here.
Guns.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have... Australia's got some weird rules with guns.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have... They bought up all the guns after a mass shooting, right? Is that what happened?
Well, not all of them. If you were a license holder, like you had a shooter's license, and you had a reason to have a gun, then you could still keep your guns. So you had to be like a member of a gun club. I don't own any guns, but you had to be a member of a gun club. I don't own any guns in Australia. You had to be a member of...
Interesting distinction. So he owns guns, maybe here in the USA, and keeps them here?
a gun club, have permission on a property where you're hunting and stuff like that to keep your guns. They keep trying to make it tighter and tighter. I think it's tight enough because criminals are going to get what they want.
Right.
You know, it's like how many people have been killed with a baseball bat?
I don't know. I do not know. Probably not many, to be honest.
Fucking heaps. Are you going to ban baseball bats?
Right.
How many people have been killed with...
He said heaps. Damn. I didn't know there were that many people dying from baseball bats. I truly did not know. I'm not even trying to be like sarcastic or anything. I don't know.
The kitchen.
It's news to me.
Knife. You're going to...
Now the knife, yes.
Ban kitchen knives. So I think if you've got a legitimate reason to have a gun, you know, like you don't have a criminal record, you don't have a mental illness or something like that, you should have a right to have a gun.
Right.
So you basically do a safety.
But does Australia, the Constitution of Australia say anything about the right to bear arms or anything like that? I don't think so. In fact, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anywhere else in the world does besides USA. Maybe I'm sure someplace does. But anyway, my point is, I don't even know my point. He said like you should have the right, but I don't know if in most other definitely in most other countries you don't have that like constitutional right
or something like that. You should have a right to have a gun.
Right.
So you basically do a safety course and training in Australia, and if you've got that reason to have a rifle, then you can have it. No semi-automatics. There's a bunch of rifles and there's a bunch of guns that you can...
No semi-automatics. So what, you have to like manually chamber each round? Is that what that means?
Can't have in Australia. It's pretty much like bolt action, lever action.
Okay, yes.
And those rules might have changed as well. I'm no expert on it, obviously. Whereas in America, every fucking one's got a gun. Hey?
Yeah.
Like everyone I meet's got a gun. I've got a gun too.
Yeah.
Because if everyone else has got a gun, I want a fucking gun.
That's kind of how I feel. Even if you're not in favor of guns, you almost should have one. It's kind of a weird position to be in here in America because, like he said, if everybody else has one, it doesn't matter if you're against it. Everybody else has it. So to make it a level playing field. Then again, my thing is that with kids in the house, it's just scary to me to even have it. So you'd have to be really careful about how you store it. But then it's like, but if someone broke in and you needed to use it, I don't want to have to go open up some 50-digit safe to get to it. Are you guys following me? It's kind of complicated. You want it, on one hand, you want it to be, if you had it for home defense, you'd want it to be very quick to get to. But on the other hand, you want it to be very difficult to get to. To keep it, from kids and stuff.
Gun too. It's true. Isn't it true? And my gun's for protection when I go into the wilderness for bears,
Right.
or if I'm fucking in some weird destination and someone comes in and
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the wilderness, yeah, I'm sure. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure anybody who lives in the outback has a gun, right? Most people, at least for like the family. Surely, just for hunting purposes or shooting rodents off the farm and stuff like that. I mean, maybe not a super high caliber gun or something, but something like that.
tries to fucking rape or murder my family, I'm going to use it.
Right.
And yeah, it's just funny like that. But it's crazy to think, and I know it changes from place to place, that, you know, anyone could have a gun. Because, you know, it's like you're right. And to a certain degree, I agree with that. But as well, I think you lose that right. If you've got a criminal record, you've got a mental illness or something like that, then fuck.
Yeah.
Then the thing about the mental illness, God, it's really complicated, isn't it? Because you don't want people with mental illness to be able to own the gun, or at least certain mental illness. But then that disincentivizes people who own guns from getting their mental illness checked out. So, like, you got a gun owner who's maybe feeling like they're starting to lose it, but they don't want to go get it checked out because they know they're going to get their gun taken away. It's all a little bit complicated, isn't it?
Exactly.
We want good guys with guns, not bad.
Especially here in America, where it's like in the Constitution that it's your right to bear arms. So that makes it really tricky for legislation to get through.
Guys with guns, but banning guns isn't going to stop the bad guys from having guns.
Well, at this
so
point,
weird.
it's like trying to take pee out of the pool.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's another good point. At this point, there's more guns than people in America, so I really don't know. It would be really hard. It would be so hard. And a lot of people with guns, they're like, if you come and try and take it, that's when stuff would get crazy, is what they say. So, and like I said, there's just so many. And so many of them are illegally owned. Gangs and stuff. So how would you get rid of all of them? And in a peaceful manner? Wow.
It's fucking so.
There's
like,
just too many
how?
of them.
How?
Yeah. When you hunt in Australia, you're not allowed to use a bolt-action rifle?
You can use a bolt-action rifle.
You can.
No, that's what he said you could use.
It's like the automatic, semi-automatics.
Oh,
I
like
think,
an AR? You
yeah.
couldn't use an AR?
Be honest, I think if I was hunting, I've never gone hunting, but if I was hunting, I would prefer a bolt action. I think that's more. It's like I'm driving a manual car. You know what I'm saying? It's more in the moment.
Yeah.
And what's the fun of it? That's too easy if you're hunting.
I think pump actions are being taken out now, things like that. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, like I said, nothing too crazy said in that video, I don't think. But it is always interesting to hear the Australians talk from your guys' perspective about gun laws and stuff. And I'm sure you guys think it's an interesting subject because, I mean, probably rightfully so. People around the world think we are absolutely nuts over here in America. If everyone's got a gun, I want a gun. Despite him being Australian, that's the most American thing you can say. Yeah. Well, that's what I got, folks. That was fun. Always interesting to think about. I'll let the politicians figure it out. Huh? As if. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Or the next day. It might be the next day. I don't know. Tomorrow or the next day. Anyway. Have a good day. A good Arvo. Go eat you some Vegemite toast. And give it a lick for me, you know? Right in the middle of the toast.